signal to coordinate on sensitive materials and
Having to do with what? Having to do with what? What were they talking about?
with the Houthis.
The Houthis? You mean the attack on the Houthis?
Nobody was texting war plans, and that's all I have to say about that. Thank you.
We will not comment on the Secretary's deliberative conversations. And secondly, that you should contact the White House.
Your reaction to the story in The Atlantic that said that some of your top cabinet officials and aides had been discussing very sensitive material through Signal and included an Atlantic reporter for that. What is your response to that?
I don't know anything about it. I'm not a big fan of The Atlantic. To me, it's a magazine that's going out of business. I think it's not much of a magazine, but I know nothing about it. You're saying that they had what?
They were using Signal to coordinate on sensitive materials and
Having to do with what? Having to do with what? What were they talking about?
with the Houthis.
The Houthis? You mean the attack on the Houthis? Well, it couldn't have been very effective because the attack was very effective, I can tell you that. I don't know anything about it. You're telling me about it for the first time.
Nobody was texting war plans, and that's all I have to say about that. Deceitful and highly discredited so-called journalist who's made a profession of peddling hoaxes time and time again. Our troops, our sailors were getting shot at as targets. Our ships couldn't sail through. And when they did shoot back, it was purely defensively or at shacks in Yemen. President Trump said, no more. We will reestablish deterrence. We will open freedom of navigation, and we will ultimately decimate the Houthis, which is exactly what we're doing.
But why was the cabinet secretaries and the National Security Cabinet discussing a potential military operation on Signal, which is a public app, and why didn't they notice a phone number that was not part of their group? And how concerned is the Secretary about the implications of this?
Well, I have two very short things to say to you. First is that we will not comment on the Secretary's deliberative conversations. And secondly, that you should contact the White House.
But in this regard, this was a very extensive series of conversations involving, a very important military action. And the Secretary of State is the leader of foreign policy. Shouldn't he have an opinion about this?
Well, from this podium, I'm not going to comment, and never would I comment in any framework, the Secretary's deliberative conversations in any regard.
But
all right.
Are you concerned
yes,
about the breach
I'm not.
of security?
I've said it twice, and I appreciate your persistence. It's why you're who you are. But I won't be commenting on that particular framework.
Don't miss out. Log on to oneindia.com for more updates.